All right. Thank you, everyone, for attending the PUST College and Career Showcase. My name is Carly Wardwell. I'm one of the counselors from Poway High School, and I'm going to be the room host and moderator for this session. We ask that attendees please keep themselves muted unless asked otherwise during the presentation, but feel free to use the chat. I'm going to be monitoring it during the session, and there'll be time at the end to ask our presenters questions. As a reminder, this is being recorded. And now I'm happy to introduce Dan, Kyle, and Amanda for a presentation of Cultivating Your Creative Side, the benefits of attending art colleges and universities.
All right, and I believe I am going first, so let me share my screen with you all, get it up and going. All right, so hello everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate it. My name is Kyle, coming to you from Columbia College Hollywood, which is located right in the heart of Los Angeles. We have been in LA for over 70 years, and in those 70 years, we have specialized in getting young creative students ready to work in the entertainment industry. And as you probably know, the entertainment industry is branching out into a lot of different areas. So being a very specialized school, we do not offer 100 different majors. So I'm just going to quickly break down exactly what we offer at CCH. So we have Bachelor of Fine Arts degree programs in cinema, graphic design, visual effects, and recording arts. Now, the reason why we offer only these 4 areas is because we see that the world is going digital, right? In a lot of different parts of our life, it's headed in a digital direction. And when more people around the world get access to the internet, we need more content creators, right? Whether it's advertising, video games, video content, etc., the need for digital artists is growing. As you probably know, storytelling in general has changed a lot throughout the past few decades. I don't think a lot of you walk down to your local newspaper stand and buy a newspaper to figure out what's happening in the world. I don't know how often you're sitting in the library checking out books. We are on digital platforms, and you might not realize just how many millions of people around the world are also utilizing those digital platforms. So this is a really cool chart showing you what happens every single minute online. So every 60 seconds, there's 28,000 subscribers on Netflix. There's 500 hours of content uploaded to YouTube every minute. Twitch gets 2 million views a minute. And what we see is year after year, these numbers are going up, right? As I mentioned, it's getting easier and cheaper for people around the world to get online. And so what we see is that before we were living in this digital world, students thought that pursuing their creative passions, getting an art degree, there was a lot of stigma around that, right? What are you going to do with an art career? You're going to be a starving artist, right? But now in the digital world that we're living in, what we see is if students take their passions into some of these digital skill sets, there's actually a lot of opportunities. As a college, we're always looking at industry growth to see where are jobs and opportunities going for our graduates. And we always love to see plus signs. Plus signs means more and more jobs out there. And we see that growth in a few different areas, right? Streaming has taken over Hollywood and movie making. We see advertising changing. So it's not just paper billboards on the sidewalk, it is screens, right? Needing animators, needing motion graphics. We see content getting more and more complex. So not just filmmakers, but CGI artists, color correctors, graphic designers, and we see new and future technologies needing more and more artists creating the digital platforms and creating the digital content for those. Streaming alone, a couple charts showing you the rise in streaming, right? You might not know this, but Netflix next year plans to spend $17 billion creating new content, right? That is a lot of money going in to areas where a lot of artists are having their careers. So here's just some student work that you can get an idea of what types of projects our students work on while going to school. Columbia College Hollywood is a hands-on project-based curriculum in all of our areas. Because we are specialized, our campus is specialized. We have 2 movie theaters on campus. We have a film studio, a TV broadcast studio. We have multiple sets built up. We have recording studios. We have motion capture labs, editing labs, and all of the gear, equipment, and software for you to be able to learn your digital skill set. So if you feel like you're a creative person, if creating art is what drives you, then just know that there are a lot of opportunities. And as the years go by, we are just going to see more and more career fields open up for digital content creators. So if you'd like to know more about the college, if you'd like to stay in contact with me, we're doing on-campus tours. We also have virtual events that we are putting on every single week that you can tune into. So if this sounds cool, I am going to put a link in the chat where you can stay connected with me in the college. Thank you all so much for letting me take some time out of your day. I appreciate it very much.
Fantastic. Hey, thanks, Kyle, and thanks, Carly, for inviting us here today. My name is Dan. I'm from the Academy of Art University, and we're talking about cultivating your creative side today. And so I want to welcome all creative students. Creativity is really amazing. We don't exist as a school just because we invented creativity. It's out there. It's something that we really tap into. And so we want to come alongside of students and help them cultivate and develop that and express it in the world through an expression of who they are and eventually connecting to a career that they love. So that's really what our approach is about. We do not have a portfolio requirement to get into our school. There's an interview process involved. So we have a no barriers enrollment in that sense. And when you think about creativity, really, when you hear people talk about, you know, that's the art of medicine, that's the art of science, that's the art of engineering. Art really is about elevating the moment in whatever we do. It's in its classical sense, the pursuit of truth and beauty and goodness. And there's so many different ways to express it out there. We're looking at 3 levels of connection, basically connecting to the art that's inside you and awakening to that, and then taking that art and connecting it to a college that gets you. Colleges have personalities like people do. And so you want to find a college with that same thought process, the passions and emotions that you have. And then it's an immersion process. You dive right in, other students around you, they surround you. The energy, the synergy is amazing because they love the same things you love. You're challenged there, working with the instructors. Most of our instructors work in the industry and they teach at the same time. And so really it's about developing that self and bringing it to a place where that school helps you eventually get connected to a career that you enjoy. So having said that, the beautiful part of the mind and the brain is very creative, right? Creativity is beyond all of us. It's bigger than any college could ever contain. So if you do a PET scan of your brain, you're going to find there are different types of intelligences. There's mathematical, musical, linguistic, artistic, relationship, body, sports intelligence. It kind of works this way. You're a little kid, maybe, you like to draw, you like to do different things. And then maybe you're just kind of taking an art class in high school and maybe one of your teachers comments on your work. And they say, hey, I think you're pretty good at this. And you're thinking to yourself, really? I am? It's just kind of something I enjoy doing or the way I've always done things. Learn to listen to those moments. Learn to listen to people pouring into your life because those could be those life-changing tipping moments that bring you to a realization about something that you might really be good at. People who know pouring into your life with things that you might not even know about yourself. So having said all of that, creative schools are geared and designed to meet you right there. If you take an art class right now and it's one of your favorite classes you love going to, hey, maybe a college should feel like that. Maybe a career should feel like that to you someday. So I'm just going to take the last couple minutes here and share a little bit about our school and how we do that. The Academy of Art, we've been around for over 90 years, and we are located in the city of San Francisco. And that's pretty much the city of the arts for the West Coast. We also have tours. We have some beautiful hospitality programs where seniors and juniors can join us this summer and spend 2 free nights in our dorms and take advantage and be shuttled around and explore the entire school. It's always a good idea to explore and get the vibe of any college you want to go to as well. We have students from over 115 different countries joining us, and we're honored by an international reputation. We're the only art school in the entire United States with NCAA Division II sports. So if you are an artist and an athlete, there are scholarships available that you can qualify for if you play one of these 14 here. A lot of times when we think about the arts, we think about the things that are the applied arts, right? That's going to be your music and movies and entertainment and so forth. But there is a whole lot more to the field of the arts. And these are all the different majors that we teach right here at the Academy. There's fine arts, there's performing arts, as well as the applied arts. We have all the latest in equipment that the industry uses. And so when you begin to put all that together, where do our students work? This is just a partial list of where our students work through the connections that we have. If you'd like to get more information about our school, including free online art classes that you can take, freshman, sophomore, junior, senior can take free online art classes, and every class you pass is a $1,000 scholarship towards the Academy, up to $4,000. So no obligation for those classes, but a beautiful way to test out your different skill sets that you might be curious about that you possess. Emerging Artist Scholarship for seniors, and so much more. So I'm going to leave this right here on the screen. You're welcome to capture that at this moment on your phone. It's our QR code. It'll take you right to an information page that you're welcome to fill out, and you can get on our mailing list and receive all the information that's available for you. I wish you all the best in your pursuit as you go after what's important to you and something that's good and meaningful. And I can't wait till you find your place in life. So we love to come alongside of you and help you do that if you choose. Thanks, and enjoy the rest of your evening.
Hello, everyone. Good evening. I want to thank Kyle, who gave us a really great kind of snapshot of what's happening in the world of work. And then, Don that did that internal look and what the creative process will do for you. Now, I'm the academic guy. These programs were BFA programs, so they're focused on fine art and pursuing that passion. At UCLA, we have bachelors of arts. We do not have BFA degrees. So it's definitely a different kind of feel, right? The BA is where you're going to take 50% of your classes at UCLA in an academic setting. So yes, you're going to learn different skills as far as film or animation or acting or production design is concerned. But you're also going to work towards creating this world of knowledge behind you. So at UCLA, especially at TFT, our school, we like to consider ourselves a small school at a large university because UCLA has around 46,000 students. And TFT, our school, has 701 students, and that's from a freshman level to PhD level in 2 departments. We have film, television, and digital media, and the theater department. So it's, even though we have the 2 departments, we do like to work collaboratively, like together. This is done some way naturally because our acting program and our design program, production design program, are housed within our theater program. So anytime film students need actors or help with their production design, they often go to our theater students. So it is a whole school atmosphere, but a small school atmosphere. But you still get all those benefits from being at UCLA at a world-class research institution. We really look for scholar as artist, artist as scholar. That 50% of academic study at UCLA, we feel will inform your art, make your world larger as far as how you see yourself in the arts and how you play your part in it. So it's definitely a different path, and that's kind of why we show all the ones, because this is about you finding what fits for you. And we do have people that maybe come into our program thinking that it's going to be one way, but they really should have gone to a BFA at Columbia College or the Academy of the Art, because they are miserable taking all of these academic classes. And that's not a judgment. Like that is, you know, they wanted something else for their education. They wanted to be immersed in their arts. So it's just different, and you have to find what's best for you. As far as our school goes, again, it's a bachelor's in theater and a bachelor in film. And then in film, if you come in as a freshman, the way that it works, those 2 years, first 2 years are really spent doing the rigorous academic work of UCLA. Then your junior year, you are taking classes in all film areas. So narrative, cinematography, documentary, animation, producers program, all of those areas. And then your senior year, you declare your concentration. So you see that's very kind of different from how it works at other schools, especially if you're pursuing a BFA. So keep that in mind. These are all things that you want to know. And then in theater, it will be a BA in theater, but the area will be acting, musical theater, design production, which includes lighting, makeup, and costumes, and then integrated studies, which is kind of a really fun major where you create your own course of study. So you can take classes in all the areas of theater to create your own. It's really great. And also, if people are interested in playwriting or directing for theater, that's typically the route they go. A few quick notes to note about us that we get asked the most, so it's just kind of easier to tick through them. No double majors for our school. You cannot major in theater or film and another major on UCLA campus. And again, we are a BA program and BFA program. You think I'm like beating that dead because it matters and we want you to be happy. All of our film students own the rights to their movies. This is a big deal. If you are a film student and you're shopping around for film schools, ask if you own the things that you make there. It's important. You never know what's going to happen. We had an alumni sell his student film to Tim Burton, and Tim Burton made the full-length 9 out of it. And he got all the accolades and awards. Like, we hope he says, like, hey, I made that at UCLA, but but he owns it, right? So just ask that question if you're out shopping. And then we do require internships in our programs. And most of our internships are done at places like Disney, Fox, Universal, MGM, Paramount, Lionsgate. And then theater, we have like the Actors Gang, LA Theater Works, Center Theater Group, MTV, Nickelodeon, Comedy Central. They all do some production design there. So we're keeping you connected to those jobs as well. And then, like, if you say you want to come to UCLA, but all of this sounds very cumbersome for a program, there are 11 film program or clubs and 10 theater clubs on campus that have nothing to do with us. It is a creative, vibrant community. And you can create no matter what major you come into UCLA. So keep that in mind. We're not your only door for creativity. And that's pretty much it for me. I'm going to put my contact in the chat and then a little link for information sessions if you're interested in coming in more to hear more in depth about our programs.
Thank you, everyone. That was super helpful. And I forget who said it, but how like the stigma of creative arts jobs means you don't get a job after college, but it's so interesting to see how it's just absolutely booming and that there is so much opportunity out there. At this point, does anyone have any questions? We have about 15 minutes for questions at the end here. So if you'd like, you can unmute yourself or put it in the chat.
Hi, I'm Lilith. I go to Westview and I did a program over the summer called Suit, and I talked to Linda Kearns from UCLA, and she was talking a bit about the interview and audition process. If I'm going in for like the specific musical theater concentration, is what is required in like the interview? Is it, because I know that there's not necessarily an audition, but
right.
Could you expand
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, due to COVID, we usually are audition live, and we do a tour around the country, but because of COVID, instead you will submit those pre-recorded monologues, those pre-recorded songs. And typically within our audition process is an interview. And so we're doing that still. It's live virtual, so it's still going to be live. And they will ask you about anything other than theater. It will not remotely be theater related. It's going to ask you about you. You're a whole person. And we want to know what your interests are, things that you're proud and you feel you've been successful at, challenges, those kinds of things. But it won't be theater related. So that's a hint.
Perfect.
But it'll
Thank
be
you so
live.
much.
Yeah, it'll be live virtual. And I think it's like 7 minutes.
Does anyone else have any questions they'd like to ask? Well, we still have about, oh, here we go. Let's see. What majors are the hardest to get into? Sure, that's different at each of your schools. So.
Yeah. At Columbia College Hollywood, our cinema degree program is definitely the most popular on campus. And so if there is any chance that we are hitting capacity, I would say it's the cinema program.
At our school at the Academy of Art, we have over 20 different majors, and there's nothing that's really impacted at this point. There's a selection process that goes on. There's about a 19-to-1 student to teacher ratio max. So it's been good. And we started online education more than 20 years ago. So we did not suddenly scramble just because COVID hit. There's a lot that's also taught online that you can do from your home as well. But there's really nothing that's impacted at this point. If you want to talk about careers maybe beyond colleges that get impacted, you can do a little bit of investigation on your own regarding that. But at our school, there's nothing that's impacted at this time. Thanks for asking.
And TFT has a 4% acceptance rate. Just overall school.
Does anybody else have any questions? If not, we can just hang out here, and if anyone has questions, they can stay on at the end and ask us personally if that's better.
Just wanted to say thank you. This was really lovely and very interesting. So thank you guys.
I just got one more question in the chat. It says, regarding the online art courses for high schoolers, how do we find out more information?
I don't want to assume, but I think that might be directed towards me because of the free online art classes. Sure. So there is a link I just put in the chat box moments ago, and you're welcome to click on that link. There's a short information page right there. As soon as you fill that out, that information comes to me and I'll send you those direct links so that you can sign up. The classes are 6 weeks long, and they're the exact first 6 weeks as if you were one of our college students. So they're taught by the same professors, and it's intense, it's fun, it's challenging, and you can take it pass or no pass, and scholarship or no scholarship. That's up to you. You can take 2 classes this spring and 3 coming up in the summer as well.
Sounds like an awesome opportunity.
It is. I'll drop it one more time for the students there.
Great, thank you.
Sure.
We have another question. What kind of internships exist with your schools in the TV and film industry?
Yes, so for Columbia College Hollywood, our career development department has a lot of partnerships with a lot of the big studios for our film majors, with advertising companies for our graphic design students, as well as video game companies and visual effects production houses for our animation students. Internships is a big part of going to school with us. Not only do we offer internships, but we have what we call the CCH career pathway, which means you get career coaching from freshman year all the way through into your first job out of college. So internships are definitely a big part of that. Just recently, we had students interning at CBS Studio City. We had students interning over at MTV and also at Warner Brothers this semester.
Yes, similar to what Kyle said, all great schools have that. They're going to have your internships, externship programs set up. It's something that we've been doing for 90 years as well. Those are good reputations, mutual reputations to have. And that's your whole senior year. You're going to get connected to the different companies. I don't know if you were present when I was showing my presentation, but I had a little list of the companies that we do our internships at. Plus, on our website, you can find, as all schools do, the success stories, the alumni stories, the connection stories, and everything else that's out there as well for you. So you're welcome to visit academyart.edu as well, and you can check those out also.
I think I listed mine, but yeah, same as these fine gentlemen said. But also for us, it sounds like there's a little bit more guidance there. For us, you're gonna have to go out there and get that internship. Like, we'll give you the list of where that might be, but you're going to have to acquire it. You're gonna have to do the work to get the applications together and all those things. Our students are typically very industrious, so they take more than one internship. And also, like, internships are a way to find within the industry, because art is such a big industry, right? It's such a big business. So you have to kind of find out what best suits you. And I think internships are a great way to do that too, is sometimes, you know, you may be in one place and be like, oh, this kind of doesn't really fit me well. You can, you know, go to another internship or something like that. So our students typically take quite a few internships over the time. Yeah, that's about it for internships.
Oh, thank you all. We have a couple more questions here. Any tips for students interested in music performance or production careers?
Unfortunately, I don't have much info on that. Columbia College Hollywood, the only performance part of our major is the acting emphasis within our cinema degree program. So I'm going to pass it along to the next fine folks here.
No worries. We'll take that hand off, Kyle. It's all good. Thanks for asking. I think it looks like Genevieve. Yeah, it depends on what part of music production you want to go into. There's a pre-production, production, post-production sorts of things. And if you're talking about mixing and mastering music for a particular artist, you want to give them their sound or style. If you're talking about maybe the post-production work, or you want to take a movie or a TV show or a video game and you want to insert the music into that, we teach all of that at the Academy of Art. So you can earn up to a master's degree in that if that's how far you want to take it. And so those are all different tracks that you'll settle on one of those tracks eventually after you take the foundational classes, and you'll go from there. So I trust that that was helpful for you. If anything else comes to mind, I'll be happy to share it.
And our school is film, television, so and theater. So I don't have a lot of information on music, but I will put our School of Music link in for you, and it right there just shows you kind of the programs that they have available, and they're BA programs, not BFA programs.
Thank you. I think we have time for one more question here. Olivia said that she's interested in an animation career, so she was wondering what programs your animation courses use.
Yeah, so for Columbia College Hollywood, we offer a BFA in visual effects. You learn areas within compositing, digital animation, digital modeling. Our students in that program learn around 7 different softwares, depending on what kind of area they want to go into. They learn 2D and 3D animation softwares that allow them to either work in the video game industry, creating digital environments and character construction, or being able to work in the visual effects industry, which is now not only in movies, but TV shows, music videos, apps on your phone. And so we're seeing the need for animators start to branch out as well. And our program allows students to learn the basics and then kind of choose what route they want to take those skill sets into. If you want to try out some animation software for free, the best is Blender. You can download it for free. It's a really great animation software. It's easy to pick up, but it's also really rewarding if you get good at, because it's some really incredible software package that is completely free. So that is a great way to get started before college.
Excellent. And I'll just add to that animators are amazing storytellers. The computer just happens to be a tool for that. We also have 2D, 3D, visual and special effects, CGI, green screen, and so forth for the entertainment. We also have claymation, if you're into that at all. But animators draw well, they draw fast. They use the 12 principles of animation to bring that out. Yes, there's a lot of software. Maya, 3D Studio Max comes to mind, everything that's all industry approved. Otherwise, schools like ours would be irrelevant in terms of anything that we have to offer. So we work with a board of advisors every 6 months that tells the academy, hey, academy, you better be teaching this and this right now in your curriculum. You better have this and this equipment and so forth. That's how we stay current with what we do. We have a pulse on the industry, if you will. So it depends on what you love and where you want to take it, but just know that everything's industry approved as well.
Great, and same 2D, 3D, claymation. I will drop the animation studio facilities, and it kind of details all of the things that you can find there.
Awesome. Thank you all so much. I really appreciate your time. Your presentations were amazing. If anyone has any final questions, feel free to ask. I'll hang out for a little bit, but other than that, you have about 10 minutes until the next session. So thank you all for coming.
Thank you.